Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So Michael at Val5Links posted this on Twitter. Texas House passes crypto-friendly bill. Now goes to Senate, guys. More developments in the United States with regards to cryptocurrency adoption. Governor Greg Abbott has already hinted he is open to signing the bill into law. So members of the Texas House of Representatives have passed a bill which aims to recognize cryptocurrencies under commercial law in the state. In a session of the 87th Texas Legislature today, lawmakers passed a proposed amendment to the state's Uniform Commercial Code, or UCC, aimed at better adapting commercial law to blockchain innovation and digital asset regulation. First introduced by Representative Tan Parker in March, House Bill 4474 will reportedly help define cryptocurrencies in the UCC. Greg Abbott down here posted this on Twitter. Count me in as a crypto law proposal supporter. It is increasingly being used for transactions and is beginning to go mainstream as an investment. Fidelity, etc., trying to get the Bitcoin ETF up and running, so on and so forth. And of course, Greg Abbott here, for those of you guys who might not be American or maybe not from that region, he is the Texas governor. So just to give you guys a sense of where cryptocurrency is starting to go, where heads are starting to turn in the United States of America, at least starting state by state. Perhaps we will soon see some more meaningful cryptocurrency adoption at the federal level. But this is a step in the right place. We've also got this, guys, from Michael at Val5Links. The U.S. government should add distributed ledger technology to its list of priorities. This coming from Senator Cynthia Lummis. And we know Cynthia already very cryptocurrency friendly. She is the Republican senator of Wyoming, and she wants the U.S. government to make blockchain a priority. The U.S. government should add distributed ledger technology to its list of priorities. Lummis is sponsoring an amendment to add blockchain to the Endless Frontier Act, a bipartisan bill that would create a new directorate for technology and innovation and set 10 technology focus areas for the new entity to evaluate and create a federal strategy to address. The bill will be marked up in committee on Wednesday, meaning the Senate Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation will vote on amendments and determine whether it will move to the full Senate for a vote. Lummis's amendment would increase the number of focus areas to 11 to add distributed ledger technologies to the initial list. So guys, you understand how important this is. They want to add distributed ledger technologies to the initial list. So the focus on cryptocurrencies, right, before was throughout a speculative trading framework. People were buying cryptocurrencies at low prices, wanted to sell them at high prices, and it became like an unregulated stock market. And this is why government, I think, in my opinion, was so slow on the uptake to try to regulate this, because for them it was like, no, this is not something we want to be a part of. It is just, selling meme coins, buying and selling crap cryptocurrencies. Most of them are frauds. Most of them are pump and dump scams. And so we don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole. But now look at where the narrative is going, adding distributed ledger technologies to the initial list. Even over here back in this Texas article, lawmakers passed a proposed amendment to the state's Uniform Commercial Code aimed at better adapting commercial law to blockchain innovation and digital asset regulations. And so Greg Abbott obviously does mention Bitcoin and investing with cryptocurrencies, but what this is really trying to get at is this idea of utilizing cryptocurrencies for real-world use cases, not just for trading, not just for a speculative investment, but for actually using distributed ledger technology in order to better the financial system. And, some of these people understand it better than others. Of course, Cynthia Lummis, a huge proponent of this, and of course, Gary Gensler of the SEC used to teach courses on this at MIT. So, the people that are in government today at these levels in these positions, I think really do have a better understanding of what is needed, especially, I think a better understanding than what the pervasive ideology was in 2016, 2017, even in 2018. And so this is happening, guys. Cryptocurrency regulatory clarity happening in the United States, at least slowly but surely. This from the Cryptic Poet, Ripple partner KFH to offer round-the-clock digital banking services during Eid. So this is happening in the Middle East. House KFH will continue to provide its banking services around the clock through a group of various technological and digital tools during the Eid holidays. Most of its banking services are available in several channels, whether through the bank's website, kfh.com, or via the KFH Online mobile application, or through the KFH Go electronic branch that are spread across many important locations, in addition to the KFH accounts on social media and e-service channels as per the latest financial technology platforms. So this is the Kuwait Financial House, aka KFH, and you know who they partnered with back in 2018. KFH, the first bank in Kuwait to join RippleNet for cross-border instant payments. So this happened 3 years ago now, and you notice that they are able to offer these services basically around the clock during the holidays. This is exactly why distributed ledger technology, aka RippleNet, is going to be so important for so many people worldwide. Everybody's running on different schedules, not to mention time zones, but you know, if it's your holiday and it's not someone else's holiday, they can still send you money. You can still receive it. We don't have to wait for the next business day. This is why RippleNet works. This is why companies are going to want to utilize XRP for sourcing liquidity to send money to and from, especially when it is exotic corridors. And that's just going to give more demand for XRP, right? The more demand there is for XRP means the price will go up. And in order for these companies to be able to facilitate these large payments, the price of XRP needs to be high enough in order for there to be enough liquidity for these particular types of transactions to go through. So that's the theory. That is the long-term plan, of course. The price of XRP is going to go up organically. Some are thinking that, you know, there might be, at some point, there might be a switch that will get flipped. We got to see, guys, we are still in the middle of it. Ripple is still under scrutiny by the SEC, at least in the United States. At least it's great to see that in other parts of the world we are seeing this happen. So I wanted to thank the Cryptic Poet for posting that. Court schedules a new telephonic conference for May 21st, speaking of the SEC lawsuit. This between the SEC and Ripple. So the two parties, namely Ripple and the SEC, will discuss the recent motion filed by the agency that aims to compel the production of documents regarding legal advice the San Francisco-based company has received about XRP's regulatory status. The SEC poking holes in Ripple's fair notice defense ahead of its motion to strike. The judge is yet to rule on whether or not the regulator can send Memorandum of Understanding or MOU requests to its overseas counterparts in order to obtain information from the defendant's foreign exchanges and partners. So there has been another date, guys, set for May 21st. Diarize your calendars. I know you guys are very excited about that. Jim here on Twitter posted this to attorney Jeremy 1. Of the following dates below, which do you feel is the most important? And here's a schedule, guys, of the SEC versus Ripple Labs, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, as of May 10th, 2021. Upcoming due dates. So we've got the May 13th date, Ripple's opposition brief to the SEC's motion to strike Ripple's lack of due process and fair notice affirmative defense. We got a couple of dates on May 14th, SEC's opposition brief to Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson's motion. Ripple Labs' response to the SEC's motion to compel turnover of documents regarding legal advice Ripple received about whether sales or offers of XRP were securities. We got one on May 17th, 27th, June 4th, so on and so forth. I'm not going to read them all for you guys, but I will link it here in the description of this video. Jeremy Hogan here on Twitter replying, they are just deadlines for briefs to be filled, but by far the most important motion is the motion to strike Ripple's affirmative defenses by far. So going back to the schedule here, guys, it looks like that would be tomorrow, May 13th. If you're watching this video when it's coming out, that would be tomorrow. Today is May 12th. Tomorrow will be Thursday, May 13th, 2021. Ripple's opposition brief to the SEC's motion to strike Ripple's lack of due process and fair notice affirmative defense. So wanted to thank Jeremy Hogan there for your insight on this, and Jim here on Twitter for posting this, getting the word out. For a lot of us, you know, this is very complicated stuff, and you know, it is an asset to have these guys like Jeremy Hogan, John Deaton, Jesse Hines kind of helping us navigate the landscape with regards to the SEC lawsuit. So wanted to thank everybody, give everybody a huge thanks, essentially just for your participation in the XRP community and keeping XRP hodlers apprised of what's going to happen next. And this guy's from BANKXRP. Innovators should not have to hire a team of lawyers. This is what Congressman Tom Emmer had to say. Let me play you guys this clip.
Innovators should not have to hire a team of lawyers to decipher their industry's regulations, and they shouldn't pay the price for an unclear regulatory framework created by their government. One such effort is the reintroduction of our Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act. This proposed legislation affirms that blockchain developers and service providers who never take custody of consumer funds, like miners and multi-signature service providers, do not have to register as money transmitters in each and every state.
So you heard that, guys. Now, I don't know if Ripple would fall under that category or not. Money transmitters, I know recently Ripple is expanding into different verticals, and so I don't know. I think traditionally they would not have fallen under money transmitters, and maybe now it might be a little different. But this is something that I think Tom Emmer wants to make clear. Companies that are providing solutions utilizing cryptocurrency should not be under the microscope because they're not actually part of the financial system. They provide software, in Ripple's case, to help push the financial system to the future. However, they are not specifically money transmitters themselves. These would be the banks, financial institutions, so on and so forth.
While this guidance is practiced by FinCEN, having legislation like the Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act is now more important than ever, as the Financial Action Task Force, an international standard-setting body, is considering rules which would make it difficult for non-custodial entities to innovate. Another item we're working on is the Securities Clarity Act.
So before he gets into the Securities Clarity Act, did you hear what he said? It's actually stifling innovation in the United States because these are companies that just want to innovate, and they are being held down by the unclear nature of the current system. And I feel as though Tom Emmer is, not saying it, but using Ripple as a very particular example as he's trying to clarify this in this presentation.
Which provides straightforward regulations for digital assets by clarifying that a digital token is separate from the securities offering that it was a part of. This will allow companies to distribute their tokens without fear of retroactive enforcement actions, while the rules of the road regarding tokens continue to be developed.
Now that definitely sounds to me like Tom Emmer is reacting directly to what is happening today with Ripple in court regarding the XRP cryptocurrency. The Securities Clarity Act would prevent something like this from happening. What else does he say?
You have my commitment to continue working with my colleagues and regulators alike to ensure the blockchain industry remains accessible and that the federal tax and regulatory framework does not box out newcomers or more innovation. It's not a matter of if, but when blockchain technology becomes part of daily life for every American. As the industry grows, I look forward to working with all of you to develop solutions that encourage entrepreneurship in this promising space. Again, thank you for allowing me to speak with all of you today, and thank you for everything you're doing to advance the next breakthrough in fintech and innovation.
So the Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act and the Securities Clarity Act. Tom Emmer seems to be drawing from what is going on in the Ripple and SEC lawsuit. I think that is very clear. Companies that are not dealing directly with financial institutions should not be scrutinized, even if they are a cryptocurrency company, should not be scrutinized at the same level as financial institutions in the United States are scrutinized. Also on the topic of, is this cryptocurrency a security or not? I think Tom Emmer definitely does give some good guidelines as to how this should go with the Securities Clarity Act. So what does it sound like to you? Tom Emmer, pro XRP, pro Ripple? It sounds to me like he wants to get the United States on track in order to continue innovating, in order to make distributed ledger technology a reality in the financial system. Tom Emmer's on board. We've also got Cynthia Loomis, who is clearly a proponent, obviously wanting to push new legislation forward to promote innovation and help companies like Ripple thrive in the United States. And now Texas Governor Greg Abbott also seeing the light, guys. This is good for Ripple and XRP. That's just my opinion, though. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.